Good evening, collective. This is Mermaid Moon Tarot. I hope you guys are having a great evening. I haven't recorded in a long time, and I did upload a video earlier, and I wasn't, yeah, anyways, I'm back. It's been a while, so this is my first reading in a long time. It's been like almost 6 months. So I'm glad to be back on, you guys. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good. Look at these cards are jumping out already. They're ready to release a message for you guys. But I'm going to say a little prayer first. I hope this message reaches you guys in an optimistic mindset, because right now, right after Mercury retrograde, there's still things that are settling down. There's things that you still have to finish kind of accepting. So there's something that you still have to accept that you haven't accepted yet completely, but you're headed there. I think that in a situation where this is Three of Pentacles reverse, where you were just tired. I think there's somebody in your energy. They juggled you, and you decided that you didn't want to be part of that third party situation anymore. So this person was actually making you willingly be in a third party situation. They told you the truth, so they were honest, so you were like, I could respect that. But at the end of the day, feelings started getting strong for this person, so you had to decide, how far am I willing to take this. You have to have a little bit of hold back. You have to hold back at least a little bit, or you have to have some morals in the situation. Just because you're sleeping with a married person, or you willingly went into a third party situation, doesn't mean that you have to that you can't evolve and you can't change your mind or have a change of heart about this, or what was feeling comfortable for you before is not feeling comfortable for you now. So and you're really accepting that, and you're really stepping up to the plate for yourself. Four of Wands. You want harmony in your household, and you kind of repented, and you kind of did some reflection. Here's the Seven of Cups reverse. You felt like an option in the situation, or at least that you had you wanted to explore other options, and you clearly saw that this person wasn't going to be an option anymore. So here's the Eight of Cups reverse. It took a while for you to realize that this union wasn't serving your highest good. You kind of awoke into something. You had an awakening, so you decided to take another path, or to embark on a new journey. The Knight of Swords reverse. There was one point where you thought that this was going to be you thought this relationship was going to last, or this certain situation, or this frame of mind you were in, you thought this was never going to end. But you've kind of I guess went through a dark night of the soul recently. I'm getting that you've endured something that you never thought you would be able to come back on the other side from. Be back. To you thought you weren't going to bounce back from this. I think that you really. I sense somebody really hitting rock bottom, and then like kind of like with help, you've received help from somebody, maybe from your higher power, maybe from the Holy Spirit, that it's like you went through trials to be able to help, to give advice to somebody else going through your situation, because not everybody makes it through something that a situation like this. I see there was a lot of feelings of you being in a loop of like toxic relationships over and over again. Here's the Six of Swords here. So you wanted to move on to calmer waters. This is this pattern or this thing, you knew that something had to end with the Ace of Cups reverse here. You knew that you weren't getting any fulfillment for. So you weren't being fulfilled. You may have had like a long stretch of a bad, like a at least like a 10-year bad cycle of you being in this karmic loop. And here's the Eight of Swords up right here. You've realized that that you thought it was too late at some point. You thought you were never going to. You're like, this is it. This is just me. You normalized it. You accepted it, but there's something that happened in your life recently that made you realize that this is, you're merely surviving. You're not even existing. It's just the struggle. The only thing that exists is within you is just this cycle of just unhealthy patterns. Okay. Hopes and fears, peace. Judgment reverse. Your hopes, your fears. I think this is coming out more as fears with Judgment reverse. You're scared that you won't be able to come out of this, but I think that you should have faith. I think you there's a lot of obstacles that you have. Just look at what you do have some gratitude, and see how far you come. You have made a little progress, but it's not seen. Just because it's not seen by others doesn't mean that you haven't made progress. So you stop being so hard on yourself, kind of be accepting more of yourself, and learn to pour in yourself as much as you poured into this, to these situations or to these situationships. Okay, what's the final outcome, please and thank you? The Page of Swords reversed. So I feel that you don't have a lot of support. You don't have a good support system with you right now. I think that you feel like you're at your wit's end about something, a certain situation. In this situation, you feel like you don't see a way out, but at least you're realizing that you have to come out of this. You have to evolve. You know, there's other paths for you to take that are going to be more fulfilling to you. I think the Holy Spirit is making you see this. You have accomplished something that I think that you maybe feel like as a significant milestone that you've reached, and it's kind of encouraging you to move forward and to not give up this time, because I think that in the past you felt you had problems with your self-worth or self-love. You had to learn to love yourself on your own. You were forced down this path of rediscovering yourself and really learning how to love yourself, falling in love with yourself, and accepting yourself. And your emotional state was kind of, you didn't see it at the time, but it was really, really unbalanced. I think people would say that you were crazy, but no, you just saw what others didn't see, and you felt things in a way that were so intense that no one really, their job wasn't to understand you in the first place. But with these situations where you felt like you gave in so much and you invested so much to receive nothing, and you didn't receive an equal return on your investments as far as emotional connections and karmic connections, and the people you just basically surrounded yourself with. I think that that you feel stuck in this cycle. Holy Spirit, tell me more. What else is collecting in here? The Hierophant reverse. You have this this cloud of smoke around you. Like maybe you have some type of light within you, like a type of charm within you. You have, I think you have a way with I'm getting eye contact. You could look at a person and you can say more than any words can say, but so people around you were kind of Stop. People around you were kind of scared of that. They sense it in you when you didn't even realize it yourself. That you have this inner knowing. You thought you were just crazy, or people were gaslight you, say you were crazy. So let me see here. The Ace of Cups reversed. I mean, Ace of Cups upright. I think that you had a moment of clarity, or an aha moment where you knew that this was not going to be the rest of your life. You knew you had a realization that this is not going to be the rest of your life, that you had to do something, and you had to you had to gather up the courage and the strength within somewhere to step out of your comfort zone and to really, because this is a full reverse right here, the Seven of Cups reverse as well. So you felt stuck, though you felt like action needed to be taken right away. You still had too much options. You were too overwhelmed. There was too much choices before you, and it just led you to squander your time and to, with the Five of Pentacles upright, it led you to mix up your priorities. Basically, you were focused on the wrong things, and you weren't manifest, and then that's not a way to manifest it through that space. I think that you have to ground yourself and go for practical results, or basically something that seems more realistic, that is more tangible to you. I think you've with the Two of Cups reverse and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, this is reverse. Two of Cups reverse and the Eight of Cups reverse. You maybe were addicted to a certain kind of relationship. Maybe you were kind of being you were a giver too much in the relationship, or you kind of normalized this or romanticized a relationship with unhealthy of an unhealthy nature. You kind of with the Knight of Pentacles upright, you kind of normalized toxicity that was in the patterns that you kind of romanticized it at, as soon as you were like away from it, or outside of yourself thinking about it, you kind of in a way were thrilled about this. I think that you've come to a certain realization that you kind of had like the slap in the face, like an aha moment, to where you deserve better, and with the death reverse and the Ace of Cups reverse. So you basically had to end this lifestyle, or was going to end you. You were gonna like accept this, and you were going to stay stuck in an unhealthy relationships, an unhealthy way of thinking, or unhealthy cycles, repeating cycles for the rest of your life. I think that you thought that it was too late at one point, or that there was no hope. You felt hopeless, and you felt with the Five of Pentacles, the lack mindset, and the Page of Swords, you lacked the resources, and you lacked the motivation, and you lacked the discipline in certain situations, and you need to get out of that cycle, or kind of I mean, I can resonate with this. We all go through this. There's a lot of spiritual attacks when it comes to something, and you having a higher calling on your life, and you're meant for something better, something greater, but still yet you feel like a victim to your circumstances, or maybe 10% of your life is what happens to you. The other 90% is depends on you. So with the King of Pentacles upright, I think your hopes and fears, as much as people think that you're going to fail, or you're not going to come out on the other side with more knowledge, and taking control of your life, and taking control of your finances, and really stepping up, and really stepping into your power, stepping into this new era that's here before you, as long as you let go of these unhealthy patterns. Final outcome. Here's the Ten of Swords. Never mind. Ugh. The Nine of Swords upright. So you're scared, but I think that you should move forward anyway. Face your fears, and I'm going to pull some other cards. I'm going to pull from another deck. I think that you should take this leap of faith, and even with the uncertainty of and how scary this feels, I think that you were comfortable in a certain situation for a long time already, and you don't see a way out. Please, Spirit. What else is the collective need here? Spirit and angels, for the highest good, and thank you. There's somebody that wasn't following their intuition, or at least there's an ignorant person here. Number 12 could be significant. It could be ex-military person who is in your energy, or you can be this military person. I think that you would being taken advantage of due to your disability, or you. I think that you've had some kind of I can sense that you had some kind of a brain damage, but not due to anything physical. I think that you in your family, you would dumb yourself down a lot, and you there was something that you didn't realize until a late age. I think that you were a late bloomer. Like maybe you were this was a late and like age decision for you to join the military. But I think that people took advantage of you, and your because your mental health was declining. I think that had something to do with the people that were surrounding you, and they kind of yeah, it was just something that you grew that they kind of were going through since they were a child. I think even before, like I said, like a young child was going through something that they weren't raised in a certain environment, so they're scared to take a leap of faith. And but if somebody's energy feels like something's coming to you, because there's here's the card is the number 1. It says envy, jealousy, and disgust. So this is envy, jealousy, and disgust. This is how this person was kind of in that unhealthy dynamic in the relationships, because they were raised like that. I guess they were ignorant to their parents didn't teach them love or self-love, or how to love themselves, or how to be in a relationship, or they weren't a good example for you. So that can be the reason why when you go through some hardships. Here's an absent rich person. I think that maybe you grew up in a single parent home. I think that there's a kind of a wound, a deep wound that you had that has something to do with your father. He was a successful person, and he didn't invest into this marriage when he left when you left your mother. I think that he totally abandoned you guys. Or you, maybe you could be an only child. You knew that your father had the resources to be in your life, but he wasn't. He chose not to be there. I don't know what happened, but you you grew up being jealous and disgusted with your life, and how people used to judge you, didn't for what you were going through. I think that you grew up in a certain environment where you grew up hating your dad. Yeah, I think you grew up hating your father. They were absent in times where you needed them the most. I think that you still are finding a way to break through this this pattern. I think that you made a vow to yourself, and I think that you didn't see a way out before, but whereas you didn't see a way out this time. But I think that you are coming to a realization, or you're realizing that there is a way out, that you've gained enough knowledge, or you've went through, you kind of learned a lot about this situation over the years, and I think that you've taught others too as well. I think that you can work good with people who have who are survivors of narcissistic abuse and who are who grew up in single parent homes and where the parent that was their guardian was a narcissist. Yeah, they divorced. Here's the number 3 right here. They divorced. And maybe you were, or you know what? Maybe you were already an older. You were a teenager already when they did divorce. So you kind of developed. You kind of got so used to this routine, and when your dad was in your life, there was a routine going on. G can be significant in this reading. The number 4, the number 11, number 2. If you're seeing these numbers, this message could be for you. The Emperor and the Skull. So I think that there's 2 11s here. There's also a 4 4 can be significant. So you can be seeing 4 4. This is you. This represents the Emperor. I think you took charge of your life, and you knew that that percentage that depended on you, as on how your life was going to go, and what you decided to do with all that hurt, with all that pain that you had to endure as a kid, or and into your adulthood. I think that you found a way to break out of that cycle, so you should feel, proud of yourself. I think you're celebrating at this time, even though you're still a little apprehensive to accept this win, because you've been through so much, and I think that it's not allowing you to see things as they are. You just need to relax. I think that you're looking for problems where they're seriously not at. I think that you need to unfuck your mind, pretty much. You need to recalibrate. You need to regroup, and you need to give yourself time to heal from this. You're not completely healed from, but you do feel more prepared, more ready to face the challenges that you need to face. You, like I said, you've been disappointed in relationships. I think that you can't seem to hold down a relationship, or can't seem to keep one person in your life. You do have something to bring to the table. For some reason, you're due to your past trauma, you still hold it in you to enough to where it's going to affect your relationship. So you could be going for the same kind of person, and these people are pretty much the same demon in a different body. So this jumps with you. This follows you. This is kind of the enemy feeling like they can take over and conquer. But I think that you are kind of using your discernment more as to what energy belongs to you, and which energy is being projected towards you from the enemy. I think that you kind of awaken to, you don't have to feel this. You don't have to conform or to settle or to contemplate in this energy. You need to raise your vibration, and you need to realize, you came to realization that something has to change in your life, and you're going to. I think that this is going to be a battle, but I think that this is doable for you. I think that you've learned enough, and you've gained awareness about yourself, and you're starting to trust yourself more, and to trust your intuition more. And I think that you gained enough. You had enough pushback already. I think that this is time to really apply what you have learned through all these situations, and really get back out there, put yourself out there more, be open to new things. I think this is a new chapter, a new leaf turning over in your life, that you've let fear hold you back long enough. But I think that you feel more prepared to take this leap of faith out, and to get your life back into to really start working on yourself, and start pouring into yourself, to really get to know yourself, and go and take this journey. It's not going to be easy. No one says it'll be easy, but I think that you're more prepared, and you've recently connected more to your higher power, to the Holy Spirit. I think that he pulled you, drawn you closer to him because there's something that he needed to get your attention for. So he allows things, hardships to occur in our life because he needs to rid you of distraction. He needs you to hit rock bottom in order to really learn your lessons. I think that you hid behind something enough, and you've been in denial long enough, and you were kind of forced or kind of coerced by Holy Spirit to take a different path. And you have, and you really didn't think you could do this at first, but you could. But I think that you really surprised yourself, and I think that you should be proud of yourself. I think your ancestors are proud of you, and your spirit team is proud of you. Somebody in heaven that you recently lost is proud of you. They want you to know that. Well, you guys, I'm going to end it there. I hope this resonated for some of you. I hope this message reached that whoever it was supposed to reach. And you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And God bless you. And may you, until next time, hopefully the next message finds you well as well. Good night, guys.